Thank you. I'm just going to use my 3 minutes to tell you about our campaign, but also put it in the context of my personal journey. It's very much an aspirational but very clumsy feminist, but I'm probably realised talking to the wrong group. I should be talking to an audience of men and actually sharing this story. It started 2 years ago probably, when I was in the US for a climate change conference, and on the third day of a lot of talks, I was looking around at the entrepreneurs, the kind of city officials, the big corporates, the investors, and actually realising that for all of the talk about the vision of the future that we want to create and kind of see, 90% of the people were men. And it was a bit of an obvious thing to say, but it was quite a profound moment that not really anyone else in the room was kind of thinking and talking about this. Clearly it's obviously unfair if you've only got half of the population involved in the conversation, but also it's pretty stupid. It sort of struck me, if you're trying to tackle some of the world's biggest problems and you're trying to do it with one arm tied behind your back. So the idea for me was kind of rooted there, that I needed to find the kind of right thing to do. Fast forward a year, I was back in the US, probably for the most terrifying day of my life, launching the What Women Want 2.0 campaign. Terrifying because it was in a room, 350 women, all representing NGOs from around the world, there for the UN's Committee on the Status of Women. I felt a complete fraud, even though I was there with our wonderful partners, We Are Women. And also because the campaign is something that we were looking to rerun and kind of update, but it was actually the idea of some brilliant women in 1996, led by Anita Roddick. And the power and the sort of laying the kind of simpleness of the campaign, which on the insight that not enough women's voices are heard, let's just ask them what they want. And that's what they did. That just asked that simple question and sent out postcards with what do you want. They got over 10,000 replies, and caused great media debates, got some change, policy manifesto changes, got helped get the Labour Party elected. We thought it'd be really interesting to kind of run that 20 years on and see what has happened. We've done that using postcards and digital technology. We're coming up to the 10,000 answers, which matches 20 years ago. It takes us still the UK's largest social survey of women of its kind, which I think is in itself a real shame. The results are depressingly similar, so in terms of equal pay, equal rights, sexism, all still exists. The biggest positive we've taken out of it is that the tone of voice has changed completely. So from 20 years ago, it was very much about asking, this is what we would like, these are our hopes and our aspirations, and today everything that we're seeing through is people fed up and making demands, and so we're sort of like really hanging on to that kind of change. In terms of the kind of next year and what we're looking forward to, our next step is to digitise everything. So we want to create toolkits where the countries around the world can use it, but also digitise the data so that other charities that don't have access to those sorts of data and insights can use it. And for me, personally, there's the bell. Having been on that sort of journey and felt very clumsy all the way through, it's tapping into, I guess, a kind of a male audience. So I need to get off stage and go and find myself a different group to talk to. Thank you.